Genetic diversity, adaption and selection, AQA Biology. Key terms. Genetic variation is the number of different alleles in a given species. High genetic variation results in a high number of different alleles. Total number of different genetic diversity is the total number of different alleles in a population. Allelic frequency is the relative frequency of an allele at a particular position in a population, expressed as a fraction or percentage. Selective breeding, individuals with the desired characteristics formed. Natural selection, individuals with a characteristic increases the chance of survival, more likely to survive and reproduce, passing on their alleles. Directional selection, selection may favor average individuals that vary in one direction from the mean of the population. Stabilization selection, selection may favor the average individual and present the characteristics of the population. Genetic diversity and adaptation. Effects of genetic variation is that it adapts at species adapt to the environment. So it's more likely to provide a wider range of alleles, which will increase the range of characteristics. So there's an increased probability that individuals possesses characteristics that will survive the new environment. So ways that genetic diversity increases is through mutations. And this is through the bottleneck effect, Founder's effect, and selective breeding. So the bottleneck effect would be that there's a disaster and it causes only a certain amount of the population to survive. So due to this, there's a reduction in the number of alleles, so the allele frequency is significantly decreased. Because let's say in the beginning you have a population of 10 brown eyes, 10 blue eyes, and 10 green eyes. But then in the disaster, you only were left with 2 brown eyes, 1 blue eye, and then 6 green eyes. The frequencies have changed. So you can end up either losing whole allele frequencies. Say if someone, I don't know, had, what's the colour? Hazel eyes, but all of the hazel eyes died. There'd be no gene for hazel eyes anymore. Do you get what I mean? So it can severely alter the allelic frequency of a population. Then you have the Founder's effect, which is you have the mother population, and then what occurs is a group of the population decide that they are going to go off and, I don't know, let's say it's basically like how people colonize different countries. So you have a major population, then a minor percentage of the population leaves to go to a different area, and they form a new population with different allelic frequency. That can be seen in the diagram. You have only one purple and how many oranges, whereas the mother population had about 50-50. And then selective breeding would be if, for instance, you wanted a blonde-eyed, blue-haired child, and you were blonde-haired, blue-eyed, you would get with the guy that had blonde hair, blue eyes, to increase your probability of having a child with blonde hair and blue eyes. Because if you were to go with someone that had brown hair and brown eyes, it would decrease your probability, considering that brown eyes and brown hair are dominant alleles. Types of selection. Reproductive successes affecting allelic frequencies. Organisms in a population produce offspring, and there's intraspecific competition between offspring to survive. Those with the most advantageous alleles survive, and they pass on their alleles when they reproduce. And over many generations, more individuals will have that same gene. The three categories of adaptations are no, we're not going to say that. Environmental, which is what that word means. Physiological, which are physical features, and behavioral. So you have directional selection, in which selections may favor an average individual that varies in one direction away from the mean population. So you can see that the beetle color spectrum is increasing in the concentration of color as the population increases instead of staying the same. And then stabilization is when the selection may favor the average population. So instead of having the two extremes that used to be here and here, now the new extremes are here and here, which is more towards the center. And that's all there really is for this unit. The next video will be about species and taxonomy. So if you like this video, then please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.